Hey, good morning. I am a child of the 80s. Many of you watching perhaps are. There's probably some of you guys are thinking, dude, you are such a boomer. One of the things about the 80s that was awesome, among the other things, was Rambo. You guys know this guy? So just a real quick story to get you up to speed. If you have not watched the movies, I'm sure you can catch it on Netflix or something. But the whole idea is this guy was like a special ops dude. Sylvester Stallone, right? Guy's just an icon. But he'd just be ripped, right? And Stallone would be like this paramilitary guy that would just go into any situation and he would destroy everyone, right? Kind of a la James Bond. I mean, I've always loved those stories. A guy could take on a room of 20 people and clear it all. A combination of guns and knives. I mean, definitely a very a dude flick, right? But I love that idea. Although unrealistic as it humanly was, there's this idea that, he did it all himself. No one could stop what Rambo was going to do. And I'm telling you, the Rambo mentality is not good, specifically for entrepreneurship. As a matter of fact, I had that mentality in my life, in my business. And let me share a little bit. So when I was young, I got a job, 15 years of age. First time I can get a job. I got my worker's permit and worked at the Pizza Hut in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. And it was my mission every year to work as many hours as humanly possible. Once per summer, and I think it was in June, the city of Rhinelander ballooned from about 10,000 people to about 80,000 for the Hodag Country Music Festival. Anyone from Wisconsin knows this well. They get all the biggest acts in country, and they come and call Rhinelander their home for that 1 week. And so does the rest of the world, it seems like. But working at a Pizza Hut, and that's one of the few restaurants that stayed open late, it was nonstop chaos, and I loved it. I actually saw some of my coworkers who they work so hard, and I took in that mentality of like, man, these guys just do it all. They bust it all. They work. They just get after it. So that for a kid who did not have a very good identity of himself at a young age, I took that as my identity. I'm going to work hard to get what I need to. Insomuch, fast forward 18 years of age, they handed me the keys to my own Pizza Hut restaurant. That's right, not a shift manager, not just an hourly employee, but a salaried commission person that ran the restaurant. And you know what that mentality got me? Burnout. That's right, working 80, 90-hour days, open to close many, and completely just washed out. So at an early age, I realized doing it all myself, being Rambo, wasn't the way to go. You think I would have learned that lesson? Well, let's again fast forward, right? I left the workforce. I'm probably in my late 20s, and I got started in real estate. Many of you guys follow me now are in that space as well. And I did a video just the other day talking about how much I hate real estate. Check that out if you haven't already. But early on, what was I doing? I was putting out all the bandit signs. I was making all the phone calls. I was doing all the marketing, and truthfully doing none of it very well. I was doing all of it. But yet, it's my business. I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to Rambo it. And you know what that got me? Complete burnout once again. You'd think I'd learn. I'm a slow learner, guys. But no. And then I started realizing I can't do this alone. It wasn't until, truthfully, some great friends of mine, Matt and Tina, came to me, and they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. They encouraged me to join them on a partnership where, like, hey, we're going to do this. You can do that. And that really opened my eyes to, like, being good at what you do and being a specialist, and make sure you focus on that. So I don't know where you're at in your business and what you're going through. You might not have a Matt and Tina in your life, but you can pick up a book and read. And one of the books I'm going to challenge you to pick up is Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. One of the exercises you dare not skip is the time study. What Dan suggests, now, of course, great name, first and foremost, but the book itself, I love him. I follow him a lot on the socials. But the book has you go through a 2-week time study where every 15 minutes you're logging what you're doing. And it's not easy. I've done it, guys. You probably should do it every 6 months to a year. And quickly, you're then going to categorize these under valued of task. Is this a $10 an hour job? Is this a $50 an hour job? Is this a $5,000 an hour job? The goal is that you're focusing on the roles and the things that are of the higher dollar value, and everything else you either find systems for or you leverage people. And by leveraging people, you could find local people to do some of the tasks, or maybe you are on a conscious budget. There is an amazing workforce internationally that can do a lot of these things that perhaps are eating your time and taking you away from your specialty. And when I started doing that in my business, and leveraging other people and systems and technology, heck, AI, holy smokes, if you're not in that space, get after it. But you use that. So that's the first piece of this, right? To get yourself into doing more of the other things. The other piece of this and the Rambo mentality that kills you is entrepreneurship is lonely. Guys, we need accountability people. We need other people in our circle, and we need healthy people in our circle. I did another social video this week just talking about toxicity. And too often in our lives, what holds us back is those people around us, sometimes the people who love us, that perhaps aren't the most supportive, the most encouraging. We need to find people who are at where we want to be and bring them into our lives. You know, you may have people already that you know. Reach out to them, talk to them, be honest, be vulnerable. You know, there's an element of fake it till you make it, but then there's also an element of being true and authentic. I mean, this day and age, guys, we're just sick and tired of the polished politicians and all this. You know, on social media, people can put themselves out there to look perfectly polished. Dude, none of us have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. I struggle daily with a lot of things and the mental things, but it's that identity piece that continues to be reformed and understanding who you are, rewiring the neural pathways of these new I am statements of what you want to be. And by having those other people in your life, they help you form these new mental patterns to help you become who you want to be. If you surround yourself with people that are like, oh, woe is me, the life sucks, this is who I always am, that's what you're gonna be. But when you find people who are doing stuff that push past the hard things, encourage you, you start taking those calculated risks. And when you start being vulnerable with those people, with your own problems and struggles, they can help build you up. And I would also say, you can be a blessing to them. Specifically when you come from a serve first mentality and not always ask for things. Ask, how can I help you? How can I be a blessing to you? Right, that goes a long way. So as cool as Rambo was back in the day, and I challenge you to watch his movies. I mean, Sly Stallone always was about that, whether it be Rocky, Rambo. It's about this man's man, right? But it's a false bravado that as men, specifically, women, you guys got this way better than we do. We fail short. But we think we got to be this machismo. We got to do it all ourselves. I got this. No, man. True masculinity is ultimately being humble to know, like, I don't have it all. I need help. But still taking action, right? Being a good leader. That's what masculinity is all about. So as you're going through life, as you're building your business, and it doesn't matter what stage you're at. Maybe you're at an upper level of business. Sometimes when you're at that next level, there's more challenges, more stresses, more what have you. But leverage the power of others in your life. Don't solopreneur it. Don't be Rambo. Bring others and people and those who you want to be into your life. And that's how you build. That's how you grow. That's how you scale. That's how you fast track. Don't be like me. I mean, guys, it took me 25 years to even figure that piece out, between the pizza days to my early days in real estate investing. And now I'm beginning to let go. I'm beginning to say it's okay to take these tasks off my hands. And here's the big piece of it. Many times we feel like no one can do better than me. That's a lie. That is such a lie. Even 80% at your value, at what you could do, it is better if you're doing a thing that's your specialty and puts you in your best chance to be successful. So don't be afraid to have other people be a part of the process. Because if you look at any story of success, whether you look at the owner of Starbucks, Walt Disney, Colonel Sanders, I mean, you pick any titan of the industry who has come from nothing to where they are. One, they've had a myriad of struggles, and two, they use systems and people to scale their business. The blueprint's there. Why aren't you following it? So don't be a Rambo. Don't feel like you got to do it all yourself. Find amazing people in your life. Pour into those people, and then they will pour in back to you. Have an amazing day, guys. Have a great weekend. Talk soon.